All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Now, the last 8 months for most Nigerians have been the worst in the country's history in terms of the economy. It has also been a disaster in terms of security of lives and properties, meaning the government has failed in its primary responsibility to the citizens, which is to protect lives and properties. Nigeria as a nation has also been subjected to various forms of ridicule at the world stage because of the activities of APC, TINUBU, INEC, and the judiciary. And Nigerians have endured all these mirage of hardship for 8 months on top of fear of being kidnapped, on top empty stomachs, all due to failure of government. And eventually, this erudite scholar and elder statesman came on air and said, let's be honest, Tinubu has to be impeached. I mean, for the very first time, whether it is a possible feat or not, somebody has opened that discussion. And I love the fact that he did, and more so that he is from the southwest. Before somebody will start saying, it is because he's an Igbo man, it is because he's Hausa man. This man is from the southwest, and he's saying, no, the truth has to be said. This man has to be impeached. Before I show you what he said and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you these updates, this cry coming out of the Nigeria military camp. Look at how the papers reported it. We are suffering. For some of us, our 50,000 naira salary can't even buy 50-kilogram bag of rice. Nigerian soldier, writes Tinubu. According to the unnamed soldier, in an open letter written on behalf of his colleagues, the reason why some soldiers are involved in criminal activities is because of poor welfare and remuneration. The letter, dated January 27, 2024, was titled Expression of Concern Regarding Poor Welfare and Salaries of the Armed Forces Soldiers. The soldier also urged Tinubu to take his anti-corruption war to the armed forces, lamenting the non-payment of the government's 35,000 naira monthly palliative to workers. The letter read in full, "We, the soldiers of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, are writing this open letter to respectfully express our deep concern and disappointment regarding the ill treatment experienced by soldiers, particularly those serving in the Nigerian Army. We believe it is crucial for you as the Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces to be aware of the challenges we face in our daily lives. Firstly, we would like to emphasize the discrepancy between our poor welfare and salaries compared to the hazardous conditions under which we work. It is disheartening that a soldier is being paid a mere 50,000 naira as the monthly salary, which is insufficient to purchase even a single bag of rice in the market. As dedicated soldiers sacrificing our lives for the peace and security of our great nation, we find it immensely difficult to provide for our families and meet their basic needs. Some of us struggle to afford our children's school fees due to the meager compensation we receive. Furthermore, it is alarming that soldiers serving Nigeria must use a significant portion of their salaries to purchase uniforms and other necessary equipment required to carry out our duties. A soldier's uniform costs more than their 1 month salary, leaving very little for their family's upkeep. We question how soldiers are expected to cope with the financial burden they face while serving their country. If Nigeria is unable to cater to the well-being of its soldiers, we respectfully request that the recruitment of younger individuals into our ranks be halted. It will be unjust to subject them to a system that neglects their welfare. Moreover, for soldiers who have dedicated their lives to the service, we propose a reduction in the years of mandatory service to a maximum of 10 or 15 years. Alternatively, provisions should be made to allow soldiers to engage in side hustles so that they can provide additional income for themselves and their families. According to the letter, the military requires comprehensive reform as there are several areas that require urgent attention to prevent further complications. Just imagine. Soldiers are now saying they should be allowed to have side hustles. Now, there is no justification for crime. No soldier should commit crime because of how he or she is treated. If you are not satisfied with the job, you should leave or channel your grievances to the appropriate quarters. That being said, I was most touched where the writer said they should stop recruiting younger Nigerians if they know they are going to neglect their welfare and destroy their lives. But my question is, are these soldiers not able to defend themselves? And the next question is, why do these same soldiers rise up against the youths when the youths decide to protest to hold the governments to account? And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here says, those protests you discouraged were meant to make things better, which you would enjoy too. Well, you talk about obeying the last order, that they had to obey the last order. You can't do that and turn around and complain. And this tweet here says, but you guys rigged the elections and used to kill innocent civilians. Una suffer, just start. And this tweet says, so you guys don't know what to do. Isn't it your mates in Niger and Mali? Oh. And this tweet here says, they are shameless. The last election was rigged in a broad daylight. The Supreme Court also ruled in favor of TINUBU. Politicians are busy looting the economy dry. Yet, when the youth stand up and protest for the betterment of the country, the military and police shoot live bullets on them. You forgot that the effects of bad leadership will affect your families. This is just the beginning. Your complaint is just getting started. That is the issue. We are all in this together. Now, let us listen to this erudite scholar, Dr. ADETOKUNBO Pairs, calling for the impeachment of TINUBU. See the video.
Why would you think that the possibility of an impeachment exists at all for the president before 2027?
Well, I have to be hopeful that the National Assembly members will do what is right for Nigeria. And what is right for Nigeria is that this administration cannot stand. The rate of insecurity, the rate at which the economy is going, all the policies that this president is taking. You know, the president we have is not the man that we all thought he was. This is not Bola Ahmed Tinubu of 10, 15 years ago. This man is gone senile. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's destroyed the economy and the whole country is going down. If you don't see that, you see, the National Assembly is the key. I know it's a tall order to expect them to impeach him, but for the sake of survival of this country, this man must either go or we have a review of the 1999 Constitution. The National Assembly has a lot to think about for the sake of Nigeria. They don't go there just because they're in a political party. They're not representing a party when they go there. They're representing the people, the interest of the people. If they take the interest of the people to heart, they will think about either putting this guy in order or getting him impeached. Impeached because it seems to me all his appointments are personal appointments. They're not helping the country. He himself doesn't know what he's doing. The economy is gone. Now, the dollar to the naira is, I think, 1,400. The cost of petrol, companies are falling up, unemployment is up. The country is in serious trouble. Something drastic must happen. That's never happened before. We never impeached the president before. I don't think. This will be the first time. Because this is the first time we're having the kind of disastrous administration in the history of Nigeria.
Now, that was Dr. ADETOKUNBO Pairs. And of course, we know that as it is, the National Assembly is as corrupt as the man himself. So they probably won't be thinking of impeachment. But as a Nigerian against this evil government, part of my responsibility is to take this message to as many quarters as I can. Discussions like this should be everywhere. Look at the current state of the country, so pathetic. The National Assembly should be under fire. There should be numerous protests calling for his impeachment everywhere, in every corner of this country. Haba, are we fools? Now, in other news, exchange rate continues to soar. it is now 1,445 naira to $1. And like I always love to remind us, Tinubu met a dollar at 750 naira. Today, it is 1,445 naira. That is almost double the amount. What a disaster. And somebody is talking about attracting investors. Investors by foot. Any money invested here loses value on a daily basis with the APC in government. In the past, people living in the abroad used to be excited about acquiring properties in Nigeria. So when dollar goes up like this, they will be happy. But now, the society, the environment is not even encouraging people to come and acquire properties anymore. People prefer to build their lives away from this disgust that we are seeing here under the APC. And this is how it will continue until the common man is set to regain his freedom. And how do we do that? We come together to unite against the political class that is the bane of the society. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una, na I dey here. So, don't go away.